I guess I'm going to post this video as a response to Harold, but I've been meaning to make this video for a while, talking about when I went to Chile. I have a friend named Don, and he came up with this idea that he would get his contractor's license and then employ me as an independent contractor to do sort of carpentry and painting and that sort of thing. Don's friend Steve was also a painter. At least when he's here in the US, he's a painter. He likes to come here in the summer and make some money and then go back to Chile, where he's an ornithologist. So I was working with Steve, and he was telling me all about Chile and about the stuff that he was doing there and all that, and it sounded really interesting. He was on, or he worked, he hasn't been there in a while. I was going to go back this year, and then he didn't go, and so I didn't go, and yeah, that's a different story. But anyway, he was working on an island called Navarino. And if you look at a map of South America, you go all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see a big kind of triangular island, and that's called Isla Grande de Tierra del Fuego, or the large island of Tierra del Fuego. And then just below there, there's a sort of semi-oblong island with a big bay on the south end of it, and that's Navarino. And the channel that separates Navarino from Tierra del Fuego is the Beagle Channel, which is named after the HMS Beagle, which is the ship that Charles Darwin was on with Captain Fitzroy in, I think it was 1835. And they were right there, and that Darwin was on that island. He went to that very island. So that was pretty cool. And the way I got to the island was by boat. It was a slightly bigger boat than the Beagle was. The Beagle was quite small, actually. But anyway, that was really cool, going through all those like channels and fjords and things, because they're basically the same as they were when Darwin saw them. They haven't changed much. They've put in channel markers. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Well, there's no Indians anymore. There used to be Indians. They're all dead except one. Her name is Christina. She's very nice. Anyway, so I decided I was going to go to Chile and hang out with Steve. So I flew to Santiago, which is about halfway up the country. So you look at Chile, you know, it's like this long, narrow country, and Santiago is kind of right in the middle. And from there, I took a bus to Osorno, and then across the mountains to the east, over the mountains into Argentina, and then down to Punta Arenas, which is like the southernmost city on the continent, excluding the islands, of course. And I remember I was telling people that I was going to take the bus all that way down there, and they think, you know, ooh, you're going to take a bus in South America. It's going to be like one of those little rickety things with the chickens and goats on it. But, and I told them, no, it's like a Greyhound bus. And at the time I had never been on a Greyhound bus. And since then I have. And the Chilean bus is quite a bit nicer than a Greyhound bus, actually. So that was good. Especially the bus to Osorno. It's called a Salon Cama, and it has these big wide seats that recline really nice, and it's very comfy. And it's an overnight trip, so that was nice. Unfortunately, I did not take the Salon Cama on the way back up to Santiago. That was a mistake. If you're ever going from Osorno to Santiago, or the other way, make sure you get the Salon Cama. It's not that much more. It was only like 16,000 pesos. So anyway, there's a park on the island called Omora Ethnobotanical Park. And Steve works with the park somewhat. I don't know if he does anymore, but there's some political issues with that I do not understand. But anyway, so basically what he does is he studies the birds, and that's sort of what I went to do with him. Set up these nets, and you catch the birds, and you weigh them and measure them in various ways, and it's fun. And I also worked in the park. You know, it's a park where tourists and stuff will come to, and so there's like there's a main trail. It's basically only one real trail that goes through the park in a big loop, and it needs things like boardwalks and stairs, and so I was working on that a little bit, which was kind of fun, and bridges. Got to build a bridge over a muddy spot. I mentioned that in my 50 Things video. I built a bridge out of logs with just a hammer, a machete, or a hatchet. I had a machete too, and a hatchet and some nails, and a rather inept English boy. He was cute though. So I did the work in the park. And then, what else did we do? We went camping. We went on a camping trip to Lago Robalo. This is not a very big lake, but it's the source of the Robalo River. It's kind of an amazing lake, actually. I don't think there are any fish in it. It's just kind of a big pool of water. And the amazing thing about it is that if you're thirsty, right, you take your water bottle and you put it in the water, and you take the water from the lake and then you drink it. You don't have to filter it or boil it or do anything to it. You just take it out of the lake and drink it. The water in the lake doesn't taste as good as the water from the stream, just because it's, you know, in a lake. And then we climbed up on the mountain, which was, it's not that high. It's probably about, I don't know, 600 meters, maybe. And I'll put a little note here as to how many feet that is, because I don't know offhand.